Hey guys, today I want to talk to you about the absolute best solution for hybrid shooting. Now hopefully this video doesn't piss off all my subscribers who follow me because I'm a big fan of Fuji. I still love Fuji. I don't have any plans to sell off my Fuji gear. Fuji is still my first pick if I'm going to be doing photography only, and I don't see that changing. But I think there are a lot of you who are like me and you need to be able to switch back and forth between photo and video and not compromise on either. For instance, maybe you're the only photographer and videographer at an event and you need to be able to get both. Or maybe like me, you have a lot of kids or pets and you want to capture all the memories you can in both formats and you don't want to compromise on either. Or maybe you don't have kids or pets, but you travel a lot and you want to capture those memories also, both photo and video, and again, not have to compromise. And if that's you, you'll know what a challenge hybrid shooting can be. You have to be able to rely on a system that will switch between photo and video seamlessly without a lot of fuss, ideally with just one step. Not only that, but you want to have several different settings for maybe low light versus bright day, or alternating in between. And maybe you want to also have a setting that you can quickly jump to capture B-roll at slow motion speeds, but then jump back to capture audio in regular speed. Also, you want to get the steadiest footage possible, so you really want that in-body image stabilization as well as lens stabilization, because you don't really want to have to bring a glide cam or a gimbal or other hefty and fiddly gear around. You'll probably also want to be able to switch from telephoto to wide without having to carry a lot of gear on you. Being able to be light is a priority in those circumstances. If I just described your situation, and if you, like me, have long been frustrated with your kit's inability to capture all of those things without compromise, well, then prepare to sell some gear or max out a credit card or get a second mortgage on a home, because I found it, in my mind, currently the perfect hybrid photography setup. But before I get into this too much, let me tell you a little bit about where we are and explain why I have this blue armband. That's not like a house arrest thing. No, I'm on vacation right now to the lovely Aspen Grove with my family, and we do this once a year. It's a great vacation. They take care of the kids, and me and Danae just get to relax and do photography. So I am taking this opportunity to do a few videos while I'm here. And this is the setup I've used for hybrid shooting all week so far. The Sony a7iii, of course, with the 24 to 105 f4 lens, ND filter, variable ND filter, and then my small rig L bracket. So I do want to talk more about this setup. I'm going to go into a little bit more detail on why I love it so much, why I think it's perfect for hybrid shooting. But first, I want to show you a montage of what I've been able to capture this week to hopefully demonstrate what it can do in these sort of low light, bright light, in and out, long, short telephoto, all over, just some crazy situations, and photos and video. So first I'll cut to that. If that doesn't sound interesting to you, you just want to hear about the geeky stuff, then you can skip to the timestamp you see on your screen right now. But for everybody else, roll film. So if you've been a subscriber for a long time, there's one thing you'll notice about that montage right off the bat, and that's the steadiness of the footage. And there's several reasons for that. And the first reason is because the lens stabilization as well as the in-body image stabilization of this device is really great. It's top notch. It can compete with just about anything else on the market. But also, I got this small rig L bracket, and I got that mainly for landscape photography because it allows you to do the horizontal and vertical easily with a Arca Swiss plate. But when I had it on here and I was starting to do some kind of family videography with it, I realized really quick that I loved the extra inch of stabilization that gave me when I was trying to do kind of handheld stabilization. I noticed that my footage was a lot steadier, and of course anyone will know that if the wider you get, the more stable your footage. Now, I don't do a big video rig because I also use this for photography, and also because I have to be light, and I just don't want too much kit with me. And I feel like this is a really good compromise, so I've pretty much kept this on my camera all the time, and I really love it. It also affords a little bit more protection for the camera, which I really like. The next thing I really love about this setup, and probably the most important reason I love this setup, is because I do not miss shots with it. I don't miss video or photo shots. Now, let's first talk about the reason I don't miss shots as far as zoom range. There's been a few times where I've been videoing something up close and then I wanted that really, really far zoom range. And of course the zoom range on this, the 24 to 105, is already great. But the awesome thing about the A7 III that it adds, that I've got programmed to a button, the C1 button, is that I can switch to Aps-C sensor mode to give me just a little bit more reach without too much degradation in quality. And I love being able to do that because it gives me just another 50% reach with my zoom range. And I feel like this is the only lens I need for almost everything. I've done wildlife photography here and been able to jump from that back to just photographing and videography with my kids, and that's awesome flexibility. So I really love that, and I've got the other buttons mapped out really well so that I can just jump quickly between slow motion for B-roll, that 60 frames per second, or I can go even further to the slow and quick mode to capture that 120 frames of slow motion goodness. But then I can jump to my aperture priority mode for stills, just like that. I tend to jump to that when I see wildlife, and then I can just jump over to 2 mode, which is my 60p. If I get a little bit emotional when I talk about this setup and why I love it so much after only a little less than a month of shooting it, it's because I'm so grateful that I've been able to capture as much as I have without having to make any compromises, really. The only compromise I make, and it's not without compromises of course, is that with this lens, it's an f4, I sacrifice a little bit of that low light performance, I guess, but this thing is a low light monster, this body, so maybe I don't compromise quite as much. In addition to that, it's heavy. I love Fuji for how light it is, and this, my wrists aren't great. This hasn't been the best experience for me as far as my taking a toll on the body. I'm hoping someday Fuji will get that XH1 to a level where it can compete. The most important way Fuji could do that is just giving us some awesome stored presets that you can jump between, and that'll go a long way to helping me feel better about switching to that XH1 and recommending it for the best hybrid shooter. But in the meantime, this is it, guys, and it's pretty amazing. But that's it for now. Look forward to a video soon where I'll kind of go into detail on the different settings that I use. I want a little bit more experience using it first to where I feel like I really have the best setup for what I do, the type of photography I do, so I can kind of recommend that to you. So subscribe if you're interested in seeing that when it comes out. But until then, remember, kindness before cameras. We'll talk to you again real soon.